most of my books are basically hidden away in these like drawers, other than like this one display sort of bookshelf, which I literally haven't changed since last year. So yeah, when opened up, this is all the books that I currently have. And these are the books that I have been meaning to unhaul for quite a while. So I just went through all my bookshelves and just pulled out books which I didn't want. This is kind of what it looks like after, before I did some reorganization. So these are all the books that I'm gonna be keeping. I'll definitely have more space in my bookshelf to maybe add a bit more, who knows. And yes, I do have 2 copies of the Souls Trilogy, and I've literally read none of them because I first read them from borrowed library books. But I really love this series, that's why I'm keeping 2 versions. And I'm really looking forward to the other books, like this is the 4th one here. I'm not sure when the 5th one and all that is gonna come out, but I'm really looking forward to just reading more, not just about Matthew and Diana, but like the rest of the family. So actually one of my favorite types of videos to watch on BookTube is book unhaul videos. I really like to hear about the reasons why people unhaul certain books, and sometimes actually the reasons that they give for unhauling a certain book, like the synopsis or the plot, actually makes me interested enough to check out the book, and I sometimes discover that I do actually enjoy it instead. So I've always wanted to film one, so here's mine. So instead of like a full book novel series kind of thing, I thought I would actually start with some of the manga that I'm thinking of unhauling. So this is the Katekyo Hitman Reborn series, translated by Viz Media. As you can see, I'm actually missing some books, and also they stopped translating halfway through or something, so I'll never be able to collect the full series anyway. Because I did read the ending, I'm not really interested in rereading it, although I do enjoy the art, so maybe I would just like collect art books or something. And anyway, the first arc is not really my favorite, so I just don't see a reason in keeping this, since my manga section of my bookshelf is also really small. So I just want to keep things that I know I will reread. Another series I'm unhauling is the Princess Ai original trilogy and 2 of the sequel trilogy from Tokyopop. Originally, I bought this series a long time ago without really knowing about it because I really enjoyed the art style, but honestly the plot is kind of meh. And in the sequel trilogy, I don't think the 3rd book ever came out, so it's kind of an unfinished series anyway, and yeah, I'm never gonna reread it, so I didn't want it like clogging up my manga bookshelf, so I'll be unhauling these as well. And the last one I'll be unhauling for now is the 1st volume of Paradise Kiss. So I know this is a really iconic shoujo series, which is why I wanted to read it. Actually, I think this is Jose, maybe. But yeah, I really enjoy the artwork, but I can't really be bothered to collect the whole series. So if I really want to continue reading it, I would prefer like the e-comic version. Actually, recently I've been buying a lot of my comics in digital version because it takes up way less space and I can read them anytime I want, anywhere I want, and also I do get to at least support the artists that I enjoy. So this next one is not exactly manga, kind of manga adjacent. Well, anyway, it's the translated versions of the Suzumiya Haruhi light novels. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 of them, and I've only ever read like 1.5 or 2.5, I can't remember. But as you can see, these are really old, back when the actual anime came out, which is like 2006. By now it's kind of an old anime, and I didn't really enjoy reading it that much, so I'm just gonna let go of it. So the next ones are all like actual books, not in any particular order, but there are a lot of like whole series that I'm just going to unhaul. So yeah, I'll just talk through why I'm unhauling them and, you know, the usual. So this is the Potion Diaries by Amy Alward. I'm not sure if there's a 4th book or if the series continued. I'm pretty sure I bought this at a sale as well. I mean, a lot of the series that I try out, that I buy because of the covers or the titles, it's mostly because I found them at a sale, and then if I like them, I continue with the rest of the series. So it's not actually written in diary format, but when I read it, I did enjoy the plot. The 3rd one was okay. I'm not sure if I will ever continue, but I don't think that I want to reread it either, so I'm just gonna let them go. So this next one also has diaries in the title, but these are actually written in diary format. And it's the original Princess Diaries. So I'm basically unhauling almost the whole series, except for the very last book and some of the smaller companion ones. And the novel that Mia wrote. And I'm also keeping the sequel series because I really enjoy them way more than the original. So the original, I bought them like really long ago, and also one thing that really bothers me is that halfway through the series they totally changed the design, even though it's literally the same publisher still. And I mean, other than that, I never really enjoyed her character in the first few. I mean, I know it's because she's supposed to be like young and kind of immature, and as the series goes on, she sort of she becomes more mature, but it's just not something that I enjoy rereading. So I first bought it because I really like unconventional prose, so I really enjoy collecting especially books that are written sort of in a diary format. So yeah, when I read them I really enjoyed it, but right now for the original, at least 1 through 9, I'll never reread them, so I'm just gonna unhaul them. Another series I'm unhauling is the full Percy Jackson original series, like the original 5 books in the US edition. Not because I didn't enjoy it, or not because that I'm not rereading it, but I already have like the really beautiful edition hardcover, and with like the spines all in one. The spines are all like one pattern, which I really love in my book spines. So I don't feel the need to keep 2 copies. And even if I did, I don't really like the design of the original US covers. So I'm just gonna unhaul it. I'm also unhauling The Red Pyramid by the same author, Rick Riordan. So this is the first book of the Kane Chronicles. I think it's a trilogy. Yeah, I read it and I didn't enjoy it as much as Percy Jackson's, so I'm just gonna unhaul it. I don't think I ever read the second or third book, or however many books there are in the series. Yeah. I'm unhauling all the Doctor Who novels that I got. So I have 1 of 11s, 1 of 10s, and 2 of 9s. There was a time when I was like a huge Doctor Who fan, so I really wanted to read some of the novels as well. So I bought a few that I could find. Actually, my favorite Doctor is still 10th. And yeah, the novels were really enjoyable. I really loved reading them. But I'm not as into Doctor Who as I used to be, so I don't think I'll ever reread them again. So I might as well just clear the space. This is another series that I really enjoyed, but I'm unhauling for now. I'm not sure if this is all, or if I'm missing. I think I'm missing the very last one of the Alex Rider series. Yeah, I'm unhauling not just because, once again, the spines are totally different, but I really love the one with, once again, where the spine just all forms one image. So if I ever want to rebuy the series, I just want the box set of that one. Yeah. But it's basically a teen spy series. I mean, he starts as a teen and I think he grows older through the books. So I started reading this because I really enjoyed Sherlock, and yeah, it is a really good series. I just like my books to be slightly more aesthetic, especially from the side if this is how I'm usually seeing them in the bookshelf. Yeah. So I was talking about the Sherlock series, which is basically like a kid spy series. This is the other book by the same author, Robert Muchamore. I found this at a sale and I thought I would get it to try because I did enjoy the previous series, but I don't know, I just can't get myself to read this. I'm not sure if I would actually enjoy it as much as Sherlock, since this is set in like 1940. So yeah, I never read this. I don't think I'll ever read it, so I'll just unhaul it. So there was a period of time when I really enjoyed fairy tale retellings, especially after watching like Grimm and Once Upon a Time. When I found this, I thought I would try it out, but I didn't really enjoy it. I think I rated it like a 3 out of 5. So I'm kind of reluctant to part with it as well because it's kind of a souvenir from my time in Portland. I bought this from Powell's, but I don't know if I really like it enough to keep it on my bookshelf. So I'm just gonna unhaul this. A lot of the books that I buy, especially at book sales, because there's like this one huge book sale in my country at the, I think they do it like at the end of the year. Yeah. a lot of the books I buy are from there. So this one, I bought it because of the cover and also the whole like subversion of the fairy tale genre kind of thing, which sounded interesting. But I don't know, when I read it, I didn't really enjoy it. I think I got to like 100 something pages, 200. I didn't finish it. And somehow I still bought the sequel. It's kind of a shame to part with it because I really love the cover illustrations. But I really didn't enjoy the story as much as I thought I would. Yeah, I think I was kind of looking for more of like a Terry Pratchett Discworld kind of satire. But yeah, this was not for me, so I'm just gonna unhaul. This is another one which I bought because of the cover, and I never finished the first book, and I still bought the second book. So this is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. I don't think I even read like 100 pages of the first book. Yeah, I really wanted to like it, but it just didn't click with me, so I'm not gonna force myself to read it. I'm just gonna unhaul these two. So, this video is kind of old. I'm not sure if anyone watched it, but there was a time when I wanted to read as many Beauty and the Beast retellings as I could, because, like I said, I really love to read fairy tale retellings, and Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorites because of Disney. So this is one of the many series I bought because of that. Yes. So if my friend is watching this, she might be really shocked to see that I'm unhauling this. Especially if you see my book review, I did actually really enjoy like these two. Not so much the first one. If you know what the story ended up being, then you'll probably understand. Because as a romance reader, I'm really into the main couple. So, you know, something happens to the main couple, and then the main couple is like the main guy turns out to be some other guy. So yeah, I think I gave this like a 5 and this was a 4 or something. Was this a 3? Maybe, I don't know. I don't really look back at my Goodreads, and I don't prepare for my videos that well, so I just vaguely remember I do still enjoy this one and this. I kind of enjoy the plot. Yeah, I do enjoy the overall plot. I would never reread the first one. I'm not sure if I want to reread these again, honestly. I'm definitely not reading the new one from her sister's perspective. So I'm just gonna save this amount of space in my bookshelf and unhaul this. Yes. Okay, bye-bye. This is another one I bought because of the whole Beauty and the Beast retelling read-through thing. This is Hunted by Megan Spooner. I actually do enjoy this. I kind of like the ending was kind of ambiguous, I think. So yeah, I really enjoy this series, and I like the author's writing. I might be interested to check out more of her other books. But also I really love the cover design because it's a green hood, and people who know me will know why I like green hoods, but I don't think I want to have it taking up space on my bookshelf, so I'm just gonna unhaul. This is a really old book. I think I've had it like more than 10 years. I thought the synopsis looked kind of interesting when I first bought it, but yeah, it's been more than 10 years and I still haven't picked it up, so I'm gonna just unhaul, because it's never gonna happen. So these two are books that I got from Owl Crates. Yeah. This one, I didn't really enjoy the writing in the first half. I was quite interested in where the plot ended up. If I ever want to read the second book, I'll just borrow it from the library. And I really want to check out her other books. I think her writing is not bad. It's just the characterization in the first half. I didn't really enjoy it. It was too much. Yeah, I remember thinking that it was too much telling, not enough like showing. So I didn't really enjoy it. So I wouldn't enjoy a reread. So this is gonna go. This one, I really enjoyed the writing. I thought it was a really beautifully told story about the sister of Mozart in sort of like a fantasy setting, like fantasy mixed with the real world. Yeah, it was a beautiful book, but it's not the type of book that I would reread, so I'd rather just let it go. I mean, it's kind of sad because all these Owl Crate books come with like the bookplate, of like the signed bookplate. But I don't know, I might keep this just for the cover, I'm not sure. Because it's not like my Bookstagram is that active now. But yeah, it's really not a book that I would want to reread, so I don't think it will stay on my bookshelf. So this book, I first picked it up because I really wanted to watch the Netflix series, and I'm actually not sure how the book ties in with the series. I just thought it looked interesting, and honestly I really love the font. Like, I like reading books with like different kinds of font. So I picked this up at a sale as well, but I don't think I will ever read it. I'll just watch the series on Netflix. I'll be unhauling some Neil Gaiman books. I enjoy his plots and his writing style, but it's not the type of thing that I would reread, not like Discworld. So I'm just going to unhaul these three. So this one I bought because I really enjoyed watching Castle, and I really enjoy reading murder mysteries, and found this at a sale. I think this is like book 5, but it doesn't really matter since I know about Castle's plots, and I know like which characters correspond to which characters in the series correspond to which characters in the books. So yeah, I could just pick up from the middle of the series. I don't know how many books there are, but I don't think I want to keep this anymore, so I'm just gonna unhaul it. So I think I've mentioned that I enjoy Discworld, the series. This is the first 2 books in hardcover. Most of the ones that I own are the smaller softcover ones, so I don't really want to keep this, especially since these 2 are Rincewind novels, and I think a lot of Discworld fans will also say that the first 2 books aren't really like the best. Honestly, my favourite are all the Night Watch series and also the Moist von Lipwig ones. I really enjoy. So if I ever want to read this, I'll get the smaller softcover versions. I don't think I ever read. I only got to like this much, and I don't really enjoy Rincewind as a character, so I'll just unhaul this book. This is another Terry Pratchett one, non-Discworld for once. I read it, it was okay, I gave it like a 3 out of 5. I don't think I'll ever reread this, and I'm not sure I will ever read the other two in this trilogy. If I do, I'll probably just like borrow it from a library or something, so I'm just gonna unhaul this. So this series, I think I only read like the first 3. I think these 3 are the only ones I read. It was kind of a big thing when I was younger, but I never really enjoyed it, even though I bought, I think this is the whole series. But yeah, I know Artemis Fowl's character develops further as the series goes on, but yeah, I didn't really enjoy what I read of it, so I'm just going to unhaul the whole series. So this is another murder mystery. Yeah, the reason why I wanted to try reading this is kind of a weird roundabout reason, because I really love watching reviews of bad movies on YouTube, and one of the books in this series was adapted into a really horrible movie starring Michael Fassbender, I think. Yeah, it was I think it was called The Snowman or something. Yeah, I really enjoyed watching the review of that bad movie, and I don't know, I just thought I would try the actual book series, which is obviously better than the movie. So this is the first book. I think I gave it like a 3 out of 5. So I don't think I'll continue, and I definitely won't buy the rest of the series. So I'm just unhauling this. So these last 2 I bought when I was more active on my Bookstagram. I was trying to read more local literature and not just like US and UK authors all the time. So I did find some that I liked, like there's this one mystery series that I'm hoping to continue because I really enjoy the characters and the writing style. But this is a collection of like sci-fi short stories. I enjoyed maybe half of them, so I don't think I'm going to continue, like I'm not going to reread most of it, so I'll just unhaul. And this one, there was nothing wrong with the writing, I just wasn't a huge fan of the plot. So yeah, I was this far from the end, but I decided to just DNF it, so I might as well just unhaul it. I bought it because of the cover, and yeah, it sounded interesting, but the plot just wasn't my cup of tea. So finally, I'm going to unhaul the Guinevere Deception. I got this because I remember there was a time on BookTube where this was quite hyped, and also I think the cover looks stunning. I only got to like halfway through, I think. Yeah, there it is. Halfway through, and I was intrigued by who the Guinevere was, but I didn't really find the storytelling compelling enough to continue reading, so I DNF'd this, and if I want to find out more about the plot, I'll just borrow it from the library. So I'm just gonna unhaul this. And this is what all my bookshelves look like after I finish reorganizing. There is so much space now, although I'm not sure if I'm really gonna buy more books right now because I haven't been in a book reading mood for quite a while. And when I do, I usually read ebooks from the library. I'm also glad that I finally repacked this display bookshelf, especially all the special edition Juniper book spines that I have are finally out on display. These are all the books that I'm unhauling. If you minus the manga, there's about 75 in total. So yeah, that's a lot of space that I've saved. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't really do a lot of book related stuff on my channel because recently I haven't really been reading a lot of books, but I do kind of enjoy talking about them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye bye!